Hello and welcome to Monmouth in Focus, a program about the services and functions of Monmouth County government. I'm Cynthia Scott, your host for Monmouth in Focus. Well, summer is here in Monmouth County. However, that does not always mean blue skies and sunshine. The Northeast may experience serious storms from the Atlantic that call for awareness and planning. Today we are joined by Freeholder Deputy Director Pat Impreviduto, the liaison to the county's Office of Emergency Management, to talk about this year's hurricane season. Nice to see you again, as usual.
Cynthia, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Always great to have you here on Monmouth in Focus, Freeholder. You know, like I just said, summer season is such a great time, but, you know, along with that comes some severe weather that we always have to kind of protect ourselves from, and most importantly, plan ahead. What exactly is hurricane season and when does it last?
Okay, we're in hurricane season,
Yeah.
believe it or not. It started June 1st and it goes till November 30th. You know, people might say, well, it's New Jersey, we don't get hurricanes.
Yeah.
You never know what Mother Nature has in store. If you go back to 2011 with Irene and 2012 with Sandy, you know, you never know what Mother Nature has in store.
Absolutely. I mean, we got hit back to back, you know,
That we
year
did.
after year, which is very rare. But like you said, you never know if Mother Nature's angry or not. So what do we do in an effort to plan, prepare, stay informed?
Well, then there's some basic steps you take. You know, you need to stock up on emergency supplies, you know, for both your home and your car.
Sure.
You know, first aid kits and, you know, phone numbers. Make sure you know where the nearest shelter is as well. And always listen for warning signs from the county or state OEM. And, you know, some towns might have sirens to make you aware.
Absolutely, especially those areas very close to the shore.
Absolutely.
Or the Bay Area. You know, so you talk about supplies. What exactly do residents need, okay, to basically get them through, I would imagine, several days?
Yeah, we usually instruct the residents to have a 3 to 5 day supply. So you would need about 5 gallons of water per person to last those 3 days. Of course, as I previously mentioned, first aid kit. Make sure you have fire extinguishers, non-perishable foods, which are important, flashlights, extra batteries, prescription meds if you're on medication, and you know, and make sure the items are stored together to address all of the family needs.
Right, yeah, that's certainly some good advice there. Any diapers, anything that your children need, things like that.
Right.
So what's the difference between a warning, okay, and a watch? We see it all the time on the news, but you know, sometimes you see the meteorologist saying it's a hurricane warning, it's a hurricane watch. What's worse, and what do they mean?
Well, the watch is that Mother Nature is preparing for the weather conditions to potentially cause a hurricane. It's, you know, it's the atmospheric pressure. With a warning, the hurricane is already starting.
Yeah.
And you should stay tuned to your local news for that.
Right, of course. And
so that's the major difference between the two.
And once the warning is issued, I would imagine that, you know, your family should just take some precautions. Don't ignore it.
Absolutely. Again, I'm going to reiterate again, you never know what's going to happen via Mother Nature. But, you know, make sure you have your emergency plans, you have your supplies, as I previously mentioned, and important documents, and listen for updates.
What happens if it gets so bad that, like in a Sandy or an Irene, residents have to evacuate?
Well, don't ignore it, that's for sure. You know, don't ignore any evacuation orders.
Yeah.
Take all the essentials you need. Make sure your car has gas, which is important.
Yeah, we remember during Sandy what happened, and it was just, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and if you have time, turn the electric off, and please pay attention to the evacuation routes.
Now, I know that it's important when people do have to evacuate that we tell them to find family and friends, hopefully, that are in a safe area, and, you know, prepare for that in case you have to leave. If you live by the shore, you live in the Bayshore area. But for those who have nowhere to go, Monmouth County is very diligent when it comes to sheltering people.
Oh, we are. You know, the county, we have designated shelters that, you know, we recommend to people to attend if they're ordered to evacuate.
Yeah, and there's also a very important program, Know Your Zone.
Absolutely.
In place where they can sign up and basically know what zone they're in. So if you do have to evacuate, I'm in zone A, I'm in zone B, I'm in zone C or D, this is what we have to do.
Right.
And once you're told that your zone has to evacuate, it's serious, get out.
Go. Yeah, yeah.
For those, if you're not told to evacuate, is it safer to stay in your home than to go elsewhere to seek shelter if you're not told to evacuate?
Well, absolutely. If you're not told to evacuate, stay in your home. Even if the weather looks calm, you never know what's going to happen. Make sure that your windows are taped or boarded up. You always have to worry about flying debris, which causes most of the damage. So please, stay in your home and just listen to authorities, because there might be a time where you might have to evacuate.
Well, and like you said, flying debris, it's important. It's during the summer season. Your backyard is obviously equipped for the summer season. You have lounge chairs, you have your tables, you have your umbrellas, and plants and what have you. I guess it's very crucial to secure that, because you don't want that crashing into your window.
Yeah, you need to clean your yard and your property with anything that could damage your home, or again penetrate the windows, which can cause water damage or what have you.
Yeah.
So furniture, grills,
Sure.
anything of that nature.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It really is a stressful season, even though, sometimes the National Weather Service predicts an average hurricane season. Well, we don't really know specifically what that means. And scientists can only predict so much, in a sense. We mentioned Mother Nature. Really, that's what we have to worry about here. And you hear the hurricanes churning up in the Caribbean, and will they come here? And then you see it on the news, and you start getting anxious. And we really do have to keep a watchful eye, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the National Weather Bureau, they're saying, well, it's going to mean, as you mentioned, an average hurricane season, but it's an indicator. It's not a predictor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know what that means.
Exactly.
Is average hurricane season for us, but look what happened in Puerto Rico.
That's right. Yeah.
Look what happens in the Caribbean. So it's just that hurricane can make a turn.
You never know.
And head toward us.
Yeah, but absolutely.
Yeah.
But fortunately, we're in an area we don't get too many, and thank God for
Yes,
that. But
yes.
you need to be prepared
Yeah.
at all times, because you never know.
Yeah. And let's hope that we never really have to deal with another Sandy again in hundreds of years to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for
You're
sharing
welcome.
some very important information. Again, hurricane season June 1st. We're in it. Lasts through November 30th.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would imagine the height is probably from August, September, October,
Yeah,
and then
right, the latter part
Yep.
of the summer,
Yep.
early fall.
That we really have to keep an eye on things. All right. But again, most important advice you can give: plan, prepare, stay informed.
That's it.
All right, Friolda, thank you so much for joining us here on Monmouth in Focus. Always a pleasure to have you here on Monmouth in Focus. That is all the time we have for this segment. Of course, again, plan, prepare, stay informed. I'm Cynthia Scott. Have a great day, everyone.